Hi, how are you? I'm Zita, your guiding luminary. Thank you for joining me today. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. You've been drawn here for a very important reason, and I hope I have a message that can help you. I'm a life coach and a business coach, as well as an intuitive healer and empath. So, what I like to do is work with clients who are looking to improve their lives or their businesses, and I help them work out sticking points or issues or blockages that are preventing them from moving forward, aspiring to their dreams, and living their better, best lives. So many times, what happens is a lot of our issues that we have today stem from our past, and depending on if you believe this or not, chances are some of the issues you're confronted with today come from a past life as well. So, as an intuitive, I can help you bring out those issues to the forefront to your conscious level from the subconscious, because if they're buried deeply in your operating system and your background, you're not able to retrieve it, or you're blocking the information even though it may be trying to come through. So my job as a coach and an intuitive healer is to help you go and get that information so that you can face those challenges in this life and this moment in time, so you can address them, process them, learn from the experience, and move forward. And I use oracle cards, tarot cards, I use pendulums, runes, and traditional life coaching modalities to help my clients, depending where they are in the growth cycle, depending where they are in their spirituality as well. I accommodate them and I work with them to try to help them move forward in loving themselves more, building their self-confidence, their self-esteem, so that they can become more self-empowered and assertive and moving forward with joy and a skip in their step. So today I was inspired to do a pick a card reading. I pulled out the Oracle of the Fairies by Karen Kay. This is what the deck looks like. It's a very light, soft deck that gives gentle guidance, and it probes deeply to see what can be an issue in your life. You may be in denial about something, or you may just be hiding it, and you're not able to retrieve the information. And sometimes you need a coach or a psychologist to help you move forward, or perhaps a mentor. So depending who you are, you may want to go see a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a psychologist, or a friend. It's just be careful, friends. They give you advice for you that you may want to hear and may not be in your best interest. And if they do give you advice you don't want to hear, you may lose them as a friend. So there's a balance you need to work out, and be careful with that. So without further ado, what I'll do is I'll take the deck of cards, and what I like to do is I like to tap them to remove any energies from the previous readings so that they are not clouding any potential information that we'd like to see today. And depending on who I'm with, I always do this for all my card decks so that none of the energies from the previous client are hidden in the card, so that they don't influence the reading. So what I like to do is I like to shuffle a deck, and there's many ways of doing that. Of course, you can shuffle this way as I do it, or you can shuffle it this way, or you can put them on the table and just pick them randomly. It's really a personal it's a personal feeling. It's a personal way of doing things. You don't need to do it my way. You do it your way. You do you. So whatever makes you happy, whatever you're comfortable with, you do it. You can also pull cards. You can pull the first card. You can pull the last card. You can pull a few cards. You do whatever you feel like doing. And the more you use cards, if you like to use cards, you'll find your own personal style. And you know what? From day to day, you may change your style as well. So go with the flow, surrender to the universe, and let things happen. So what I like to do, I'd say about 90% of the time, depending on the deck, because I find each deck, I have about 45 decks, each deck has its own personality. And some decks, the cards just fly and jump out very quickly. And I have other decks where they kind of stick and they think and they think, it's like us humans. Some do things quickly, others need to analyze, some overanalyze. So I laugh at the process. I try not to rush the process. And I also find that many times when the deck takes longer to give me a card, often it's trying to align a couple of cards, and the two or three will jump at the same time, or they'll jump randomly. So depending who I'm with, what the deck I'm using, different cards pop up. So let's see what the universe has for us today. So I hope you're having a good day. And let's see what the cards are trying to share with us today. Okay, wow, actually a few cards popped. Well, there's two cards actually. Well, the first card that popped is called Temptation. Wow, that's very interesting. So you see what looks like, I think it's a fairy actually, not necessarily a butterfly or an angel. So this looks like a fairy because he's wearing a bit of a, like he's wearing a mask, and he seems to be tempted by this serpent on the tree. So it's almost like being in the Garden of Eden. So let me see what it says here. Are you in denial about an unhealthy habit, perhaps one that makes you feel guilty? This fairy says, yes, you have the power to overcome temptation, whatever its disguise. So yes, this is a fairy. I should have known that. The deck says Oracle of the Fairies. Sorry about that. So yes, he is being confronted with something. Maybe you're going through a difficult time, and this would be reflected in the next card, which says Moon Energy. So let me see and read this for you. Surrender to the natural ebbs and flow of life. If you're feeling confused, this fairy comes to calm emotions and reassure you that that peace of mind is possible. So it's amazing how these two cards go beautifully together. So if you look at the first card that popped, we have this fairy who's being confronted with temptation. And depending where you are in your life, you might be in a very emotional time, so that you might be someone who likes to have a cigarette once in a while, or a glass of wine once in a while, or you like to go to the casino once in a while, or there's a habit or temptation, maybe you want to goof off and not go to class. Whatever it is, there's something or someone that's tempting you to do something that you normally don't want or would do. And you know, like, we all have challenges in life. We all go through moments of difficulties. Sometimes we get overwhelmed. We don't know what to do. We don't want to talk to anybody. And so we kind of go in and try to self-medicate ourselves, self-soothe. It's like a child with a pacifier or that blanket or that teddy bear. So this is very normal to do that. You are confronted with a situation, maybe your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you find out, are cheating on you, so you want to retaliate, and you want to maybe find somebody else and cheat on them. But of course, that's not a healthy way of dealing with the situation. You may also want to consider maybe drinking. You have a glass of wine and you end up drinking the whole bottle for a few weeks. And you know, this is really not a good thing to do, because you're masking and hiding what's bothering you, troubling you, and causing you tremendous pain. And this is where the emotions come in with the moon energy. So you're being encouraged to absorb the shock or the activity or the event or the person who has hurt you or is hurting you, and try to step back a little bit. Let the emotions run through you, of course, because there is a shock that's gone through your body. Every chakra, every energy, every cell in your body might be resonating with anger, with grief, with frustration, from shock or sadness. Whatever the emotion you're going through, you might be tempted to reach for that extra cigarette, the marijuana, the extra glass of wine. That, you know, in the moment it feels good, because the extra glass of wine, it takes off the edge, or the cigarette takes off the edge, the marijuana takes off the edge, or the pills, whatever it is that tempts you. This is not a judgment call. This is not to say what you're doing is wrong. We all have moments of frustration and pain, and sometimes in the spur of the moment we don't know what to do to help ourselves. So you're being encouraged to, of course, stop doing this toxic behavior, because in the end you're helping yourself. So if you did have some bad news, you may take something or some substance to help you relieve that initial shock and frustration, but you can't live in that moment all the time. you need to find, in some instances, a way to navigate and try to learn from the experience why that person cheated on you, or why did you lose your job. Sometimes in that moment when you find that person's cheating on you, that person was probably not the best person to have in your life to begin with. Obviously there was some challenges in the relationship before you even found out they're cheating on you, or you may have done something to frustrate them and they retaliated, and this is how they went and got back at you. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is to try to step back from the situation and try to understand, when you're in a calm place, why this happened, who did this to you, why did they do this to you, and when they did this to you, is it something because you've done to them, or they're just nasty, and you, maybe this is the time for you, and this is perhaps where the universe is sent this other person to your partner so that they would cheat on you to take you into another avenue, a new road, so that you would leave them because you were with them because you may have been afraid to be alone. And this person wasn't really right for you, because if you think about it, somebody who cheats on you is not Mr. or Mrs. Right. They might be Mr. Right from the past or right now, but they're not someone you want to move forward in the future, because they've broken your confidence. They've broken your trust. And this is not someone you want to be with, because you might be codependent on them. You just want to be with them because you don't want to be alone. So perhaps it's time for you to find the energy by meditating and opening yourself to the universe and understand what happened in this situation, who is really at fault, and to analyze why you were with this person, why did you attract this person, and why you were staying with this person. Perhaps this is someone from a previous life, or someone whose energy resonates with someone in this life. And there's an important lesson for you to learn, and there's a karmic relationship. Perhaps in the previous life you hurt somebody, or you hurt this actual person, and they've come back to show you what it feels like. Perhaps you've done something really mean to someone here in this time, in this life, and maybe you cheated on somebody in this life, and so this person's come in to teach you a lesson. So with the moon energy, you're being asked to like reflect, why did this happen to you? And you're saying, man, I did everything for this person. I was honest, I spent money on them, I treated them like a god or goddess, I splurged and everything. And maybe that was the problem, you gave too much. And by giving too much, you expose yourself to somebody who could be narcissistic, and they came and they took from you, and they weren't there in your best interest. They saw you and they came for you, to you, in their best interest, to take what they could from you, and they would leave you. And they used this person who came in as an opportunity to break free from you. But rest assured, with narcissists, they would be coming back. If they lost this person, they come back. So look at this as an opportunity. If there's somebody who's come in, the universe has maybe brought them to you or to your relationship on purpose so that wouldn't work. Or this person may have come in to maybe wake you up to realize you're not paying attention to this partner or this relationship. Because this could be a friendship. So maybe a friend hurt your feelings and you were supposed to get together, and they called at the last minute canceling, and then they ended up going out anyways without you, without inviting you. So things happen for a reason. I know in the moment we get upset, we react, we respond, if we don't hurt the other person, we end up hurting ourselves, and not knowing what to do next, we may resort to these temptations. So there's this little devil, this snake here, telling you, okay, they hurt you, or you go hurt that person and cheat on that person, or drink too much, so you're going to hurt yourself, you know. So if there's an opportunity for you to learn from a lesson from the situation, you may be at work. This happens everywhere, or at school, or even in your own business. There's people or situations that seem to come in and they repeat and they repeat and they repeat. So you're trying to move forward in your career. You're trying to find people who can help you to aspire to be someone better. And you always find yourself people coming in to help you at work. They pretend to be your friend. they work with you, and they, in the end, they steal your idea and they present your idea to the committee or to their boss, who happens to be your boss. And that is like a big stab in the back. So you've drawn in this person, so there's a mirror coming in, or a reflection, or a glass that's coming in that you need to look at, be it a mirror or a window. Why are these people in your life? Why did that person come in? Why is this boss there? Why are you finding yourself in this repetitive pattern that always seems to be ending in the same toxic way, where you end up giving too much, you hurt, or you're the one who's abusing, and then you realize what you did wasn't nice. So to compensate and to soothe yourself, depending whether the instigator or this instigatee, you end up using toxic elements, or you're in toxic situations and you kind of thrive in that situation. So you develop this victim mentality, and it seems that it becomes like your armor. It becomes your identity. So you're there repeating over and over again, and then you go around and you tell your friends, look, there is my boyfriend again. He cheated on me. Every boyfriend I go out with cheats on me. Why? So what you need to really focus is on yourself and look at the pattern. Look at the emotional pattern you're developing. Why are you letting these people in? Perhaps you meet somebody, you jump into a relationship too quickly. You give too much of yourself and of information, and that person ends up using that against you. So maybe this is an opportune time for you to take time to break up, or a pause from this relationship, to learn why you want these people in your life or this situation, why you're at this job, why you're pursuing this career, why did you open up this business, why are you attracting these clients a certain way, why do you always attract these kind of love partners, why are you and your parents always fighting over the same things, why are you and your friends and siblings always getting into the same situation that become toxic. And understanding the underlying cause will help you take responsibility from that, to make sure that the next time you are out looking to meet a new partner, a life partner, or a business partner, or looking for a new job, you take the time to reflect much more deeply, to ensure that what you've done in the past you can observe from a distance. So for example, you're looking for a new job. When you go into those interviews, write down very poignant, very specific questions that you see that have been impacting you in your previous jobs, and you keep bouncing from job to job because you never address those issues. Maybe there was a company that didn't want to promote, I'm going to just use promote women, and you happen to be a woman like me, and they hire you, but then they end up promoting men over the women. I'm just using that example. I'm not saying that's what's going on. I'm just using that as an example that came to my head. So what I would encourage you to do, if you're going out looking for a company, a new opportunity, perhaps find yourself looking for opportunities in less male-dominated scenarios, like the financial industry, or maybe the IT industry. So perhaps you may want to consider more in the service industry, telecommunication, where there are more women. There might be more opportunity for women. So when you do go for that interview, you will have this self-confidence in you, with you. You have your questions, you're prepared, so you can ask 2 or 3 questions. What are your options as a woman to be promoted? You may not talk about being a woman being promoted, but ask who are the leaders. You probably can find on the internet, is the president a male or a female? How many upper management people are females? So you can perhaps target the places you're working or looking to work at, as opposed to just sending them randomly. So what I wanted to share in all of this, it's important to try to dissociate yourself from the event or the person or the situation, and to step back. So if someone's come in and swooped up your life and caused tremendous chaos, be it they cheated on you or they fired you, you lost your job, you lost a dear friend because of gossip, whatever your personal situation, because you're here for a reason. So one of those situations resonates with you personally, take the time before you reach for that extra glass of wine, before you reach for that extra cigarette or that medication, whatever it is, to try to dull the pain and the frustration, thinking that it's going to help you to process things and move forward. It may help you in that moment, that hour of need, but moving forward, you will not have the tools you need, the insight and the forethought to move forward with a better direction, a more focused direction where you will love yourself more, you will respect yourself more, so that when you go for that new job or you're looking for a new person to bring into your life, you're more confident, you're more self-aware, and you're more assertive to ask the right questions. So when you're in that interview or on that date, you ask those direct, important questions that can impact the next 3 to 5 or the rest of your life. So you can ask this person on the date, what happened in your previous relationship? What has been the longest relationship? If you're looking for a partner to marry, you can ask these important questions without overwhelming the person. And if you're looking for a new job, ask them specifically, what kind of promotions are there? Is there a mentorship program that can help you, to guide you? Do they pay for your education to go back to school? What is available there for you to help you prosper and move forward? So before you're tempted, watch out for the snakes. They slither and slide everywhere in our personal and professional lives. Sometimes they come disguised in beautiful looking people or beautiful opportunities, great job opportunities or business opportunities. So be careful in the snakes, or someone trying to sell you some real estate and a car or whatever it is. Just be very careful of the snakes that might be coming into your life, and to read the contracts properly, analyze a person, step back, take the time. Don't jump into a relationship. Don't jump into the first job that's offered to you. That happens many times. It's happened to me that I was desperate. I was looking for a job in the beginning of my career. I blasted out, say, 100 resumes, and you get 2 or 3 job interviews, and then you kind of accept the first job, which I did. You accept the first job that's offered to you because you have bills to pay, but then you realize, oh my gosh, I took this job, I should have waited. And then sometimes the second or third job interview you had, they may call you to say, well, we'd like you to come in, and you say, oh, no, I already found a job. So, had you taken the time and analyzed things properly, you'd be in a better situation so that you wouldn't be so emotional. So find ways to stabilize your emotions. Go for a walk, ground yourself, get some crystals, take an Epsom salt bath. Avoid those temptations with the toxic, abusive systems, because they're a short-term solution. In the long run, they will not help you. They will cloud your judgment. They will not allow you to see things that are there for you. And the worst part, they might even lower your vibration. So if you're drinking every night, if you're smoking every night, and if you're taking medication for extreme anxiety all the time, and you start upping your pills, it's going to bring down your vibration. You're not going to focus properly. You're not going to be in a good place to make important strategic decisions in your life that can bring you tremendous joy and gratitude. So I hope this reading resonated. If you feel you need someone, because this was a very serious topic, if you feel you need someone to talk with or talk to help you go and navigate through a process, be it in your personal life or your career or in your business, feel free to reach out to me. You can find all my information on my website. You can contact me at izita.ca/contact, or you can write to me at zita@izita.ca. And it'd be more than my pleasure to help you, to work with you. We can work something out to help you navigate through these troubled times, and I can help you set you into a plan to move you forward in your life so that you can have a better direction, more self-confidence in yourself. I also do oracle card readings, and for the summer I've decided to do or offer a promotion. So there's a 25% discount to encourage people who kind of sit on the fence, not sure what to do. I charge normally $100 an hour, and I'm offering them at $75 US an hour. And although I say an hour, sometimes it goes anywhere from 15 minutes to about an hour and a half. So it depends really on the questions that are coming in. These sessions are done on Zoom, and I offer a recording at the end so that you can review the actual session to make sure you didn't miss anything, because sometimes when we do these sessions, you get excited, you might not take down notes, and or you may forget some of the things we may say, or I may say to you, or ask you, or you may ask me. So the videos I hear from my clients is very constructive, because often they go back and they listen and they say, ah, Zita said that, and look, it's happening. So, and the final thing I wanted to mention was that I also offer coaching sessions, group coaching sessions, twice a week, Wednesdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and on Thursdays from 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. They're $25. So I would invite you to join us. It's these sessions are wonderful. You end up meeting great new people. It's a great opportunity to network. A lot of my clients have become friends, and they're outside of the group, they're Facebook friends, email each other, they text each other, and they develop networks of their own. And that is what this purpose of my group sessions are, for you to come in, to learn, to grow, and to move forward in your life. Because as a teacher, as a coach, as a mentor, my goal in my life is to help you, bring you from point A to point B to point C, and so forth, so that I get a lot of joy. And it's a privilege for me to see how my clients, who I often see as children, growing, aspiring, and moving forward with glee. And I really love to see when I see those aha moments in their eyes, and you could see that, wow, you could see them awakening to opportunities, to options and solutions, and then they go off on their own way. And with the courses, with my sessions, you can see, or I see, that the clients develop tools and techniques that over time they'll need me less and less, because that's the goal. My goal is not to keep you codependent on me. My goal is to teach you, guide you, and mentor you to move forward in your life, so that you have the tools you need. So you stop, you drop, and you analyze what's going on, and then you have the skill sets to take time to look at why someone or something's happening to you. And it's not always happening to you, it's happening with you, so that you can analyze them objectively and you move forward with solutions. And it's a learning process. Earth is a school. So rest assured, if you work with me, you're not going to be stuck, because I like to move forward. I like ambitious people. I love people who love a challenge and are willing to grow and aspire to their best version of themselves. So if you're interested in working with me, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at zita@izita.ca, or you can visit my website at izita.ca. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate it. It's relatively new, so I would appreciate if you do, and you can share as well with your friends to help it grow. And with grace and gratitude, thank you for coming again, and I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.